One of the menus that I frequently cook for my family is Würstchen Gulasch. That can be translated to sausage goulash. It's cheap, it's fast, it's something my family really loves, and I show you today how I make it. First of all, I want you to know that you can make this recipe with any kind of side like potatoes, rice or pasta. I will make it with rice as a side today because I want to take the opportunity to show you how I cook rice. The way I do it always has a perfect outcome. So beside the rice you will need, of course, some sausages. So I have some Bierbratwurst, brats in English, I guess, from Aldi. That's my favorite kind of Wurst. It's a German brand, so that's why. But you can take, any kind of sausage that you like. You can use that. So it just has to be something to be fried. And you also need 2 bell peppers, an onion, some tomato paste. Then you will need some broth, and you can use chicken broth or vegetable broth or some beef broth, it doesn't matter. It should be a light broth so it doesn't have too much of a taste. I also need some Italian herbs, some garlic powder and some paprika, and sometimes I want to have a little more spice in it. Then I'm using some hot paprika or some red crushed pepper. Let's start with the rice. Unless I make sushi, I want my rice to be light and fluffy and not sticky. So for that, I'm making my rice with 1 part of rice. In this case, I'm using 1 cup. And 2.5 times the same amount that I used for rice, I will use as water. So that means in this case 2.5 cups of water. I've measured it already here. And I don't wash the rice or anything, I just use it the way it is. And now I add a little bit of salt, not much. And a little bit of butter. I close the lid, I put it on my stove and I bring it to a boil. And when it starts boiling, I immediately turn off the heat. Well, with my electric cooktop, the heat from the stove will continue for a while. If you're cooking on gas, you might let it boil maybe for a minute. Well, then I have completely turned off the heat, and I could even set it aside and let it just sit for 20 minutes. And I don't open the lid at all during this time. And I know that my rice is ready when I see like little steaming channels in the rice. So I have a pot with a glass lid, so it's easy for me to see that. But usually after 20 minutes the rice will be just perfect and ready to serve. So I'll put this on the stove already. That's all I need to do with my rice. So I really do not understand the existence of rice cookers. It's so easy to make it, and it really never fails. Okay, let's continue with the other ingredients. I now have to cut the bell peppers, the onion and the sausage. So since this onion is so large, I will just use half of it and set the other one aside for another menu. So this is today a rather small portion. We're only 3 people today, so you will probably need more of these ingredients. And I think I will make the printable recipe on the blog with at least 6 sausages and maybe 3 of the bell peppers. so that it should be more suitable for a family, let's say of 4. But you know your family best, and you might want to increase that amount even further. Every family is different, every person is different. We eat probably less than most people, so keep that in mind. Alright, so now I've prepared my ingredients and I have to go over to the stove and start making the Würstchen Gulasch, the sausage goulash. I've heated the pan on medium heat and I will start with frying the onions. And I'm also adding the bell peppers. And I let the bell peppers be rather large. That's the way I like it, but you can cut them smaller if you prefer that. So I let this fry now for a while. And once the bell peppers become soft, like here, I can cut them in half easily with the spatula. Then I'm removing them from the pan so I have a little bit space. And now time to fry my sausage. So they are nicely cut into a slice. Okay. And I want to brown these a little now, so that's why I needed the space. Okay, let's turn them around. And once I see that both sides have somewhat browned, some more, some less, I am adding some tomato paste, and I would say that's about 1.5 tablespoons. And I mix the onions and bell pepper back in. So, and I let this fry for a moment all together with the tomato paste. I want the tomato paste to fry a little bit in the pan. And then I'm adding some broth. Okay, and I let this boil now for a little bit so that the liquid is reducing and thickening a little bit. You can see here that this is already thickening. Still quite liquid, that's good, because we have rice as a side that will pick up the sauce. So let me try now and see what I need to add. Oh, it tastes very good. Needs a little more salt. And I need some paprika. The sausage already brought a lot of taste into the sauce, but depending on what kind of sausage you are using and what kind of taste you're going for, you might want to use different spices and herbs than I do. So feel free to do your own variation of this. This is just how I make it. That's why it's called MyGerman.Recipes. And some pepper too. Okay, let's give it another try. Very good. I want to add a tiny little bit of sugar, not much. I'm already turning down the heat, so there's not much more liquid evaporating. You see, it's thickening quite good. Let's try it one more time. Fantastic. Okay, it's now ready to serve. Let's take a look at the rice. So you can see, let me go through it with the, this is not sticky at all. It's a very light texture. Wonderful. Okay, it's time to serve. I hope you like this recipe. It's a family favorite in my house. If you like this recipe, please give me a thumbs up, hit the bell button, subscribe, and I hope you watch another video from my channel.